that grew up in the church and were abused by high-level leaders, bishops, their own families. I have a friend who her parents trafficked her within the church. These are real people with real stories. I never knew how good it felt to say the F word. I say it a lot.
Okay.
It feels nice.
Good. Yeah, you have to get some practice in.
Yeah.
Some people used to tell me, sounds like you're new to using the F word. I was like, really? They're like, yeah, you said that weird. I was like, really? It's like, you got to give me a break. I didn't say it for 25 years.
Right?
Yeah.
She said, why aren't women allowed to be like up on the stand with like the bishop and stuff? Like, why can't they be like leaders up there? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she just said that, but I love it. Did you feel super judged?
I was judging them.
I love the honesty. I love it.
Welcome everybody. This is the Jaden Jeffs Podcast. Today, I'm joined by Amelia Miles, who grew up in the LDS Church and has recently left. She's here to share with us her story and any of her opinions. If you want to introduce yourself, Amelia, and tell everybody anything you want them to know about you.
Yeah, I have 4 kids. I live in northern Utah. Let's see, I was raised in a big Mormon family in southern Utah. And let's see what else. That's kind of...
She hasn't drank for very much. She barely told me that.
Yeah, no, not really. Like once in high school. And that was not a bad experience. But, and then once since I've kind of left the church. So I'm a newbie that way.
It was so bad that you didn't do it for 20 years.
I don't think that was it. I think the like guilt of it, or like just being scared that like I was bad if I was doing that, you know?
Yeah.
I think that was more of it, because in high school, I don't know if this is weird. Maybe you can tell me. It's kind of funny. I drank straight up like vodka my first time, and I drank a few glasses and just felt so relaxed all night. But even though I was relaxed, my nervous system was like, you need to pray and like repent. So as I was like inebriated, right? Or I was praying as well. And then I remember I woke up and we were doing family scriptures and I was still drunk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's the best way to do family scriptures. Just drunk.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Focus increases. You're focused on the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. We'll take you out and we'll get you all drunk. And then and then we'll start guilt tripping you like,
oh my gosh,
I cannot believe you're drinking now.
Oh my gosh.
So where'd you grow up?
So I grew up in St. George area.
Okay.
Santa Clara, more specifically. Little super small town. When I was there, like it's bigger now, but when I was there, I mean, we had one grocery store, 1 or 2 in St. George, and like Dixie College, which is now like Utah Tech, was like really small. And yeah, it's just so different now.
I feel like if you grow up in St. George, you have just a little bit of polygamous.
Oh,
in
yeah.
ya. It's just in
I
ya.
have
you
all
can't
the...
escape it.
I think I do. Maybe that's why I love like the documentaries and stuff. But I was telling my kids yesterday, actually, I was telling them I'm coming on a podcast, and they're like, well, what's it about? And I'm like, well, it's with us, like the polygamists down in St. George. And I explained kind of what that was, and said kind of who you were. And they're like, wait, so like Amish? And I'm like, no, like it's different. I'm like, I'll show you pictures. But when we visit down there, we'll go to Walmart and see. And I don't want to be disrespectful, but
we'll go
like,
sightseeing.
Yeah.
The dresses.
Yeah. So we called polygamists, and I hope this isn't like offensive. Can I tell you what we called?
Oh, yeah.
We called them pligs.
Yeah.
And then, I'm sure you've heard this, and then we'd see the big vans or whatever you guys were driving. When I say you guys, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. Yeah.
I'm not very...
Oh, you don't need to be...
Okay.
You can offend me all you want.
You've heard it all.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't mean to. I think I'm just very open, and so I just say whatever. But we'd call them plig rigs.
Plig rigs.
Yes. And I worked at a smoothie shop down there for a while, Orange Peel, and there was some polygamous men that would come in, and I remember like giving them the smoothie, and they like wouldn't even look up at me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
So I was used to seeing polygamists all the time growing up.
Yeah, I've been getting more and more girlfriends. I'm going to need one of those plig rigs pretty soon. I'm just kidding.
I gotta go. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, you got to go down to St. George and just see what you can see. There's not. Well, Cedar's probably a better place now.
Is it?
Yeah, Cedar.
Okay.
Cedar City.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
If they kind of moved, like the groups.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's definitely more in Cedar now.
Okay.
Nowadays.
And can I ask you a question?
Oh yeah.
I'm curious. I know there's some break-off groups from like the Warren Jeffs group, right? Your father, that's crazy. But is there like a ton of great break-offs? Like where's that at right now? Do you know?
Oh, there's not really yet.
Not really?
Yeah.
Do you think there will be?
Like the Sam Bateman thing was kind of a one-off.
Kind of okay.
There's probably a few more groups kind of like that people aren't real aware of. Just because the other people doing them are probably going to be a lot quieter.
Yeah.
And a little smarter and not trying to be videoed and visit the Queen of England.
Right,
so.
Right. That was such a funny part. In his hiking, he's like running up the mountain.
Yeah. That's like secondhand embarrassment just watching.
I know. Really.
Yeah. Well, tell me a little bit about growing up and getting married.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I grew up with 7 siblings, so pretty big family for, like the Mormon church and everything. We were kind of the smaller family on the block, though. It was funny. But yeah, I'm the 6th out of 8 kids. I have 5 sisters and 2 brothers, all from the same parents. My parents are honestly amazing. Like, I left the church. Well, let me go back to when I was younger. So yeah, I grew up, like I said, in Santa Clara and in the church, like all growing up. Like we were the kind of family who went every time, like every Sunday, sorry. And, if we were sick, we could stay home and stuff. But my parents would wear their church clothes all day. They still do. And I got to say this, my parents are adorable. They're amazing people. They don't love my choices right now, but I've been lucky to have unconditional love. And so I just got to say that. But anyway, so yeah, we were very, like, I would say Orthodox Mormon. Like we had, we had a TV guardian. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
So like when we'd watch TV, it would cut out the swear words and like replace it. Like if it said ass, it would replace it with butt.
Really?
Like on the closed captions.
Dang.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty, very, very conservative, very sheltered, which I appreciate. Like I appreciate how I grew up. There's so many good things about how I grew up. I think some of the things that were hard have caught up with me a little bit, but everyone's going to have some of that. Right. But I had a really good childhood. Like I have no complaints.
Besides the TV.
Yeah.
Cutting out the swear words. That's a scam.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. You go 20 years without a swear word, you're going to have a whole bunch lined up ready to come out.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and then you don't even know what they are. You're going to be like, That's where I'm at. Like, honestly, like the F word's my favorite right now. Okay.
I never knew how good it felt to say the F word. And I try not to around my kids because I don't want them saying it at school and all the time, right? But on my own, I'm just like, I say it a lot. Okay. It feels nice.
Good. Yeah. You have to get some practice in.
Yeah.
Some people used to tell me, sounds like you're new to using the F word. I was like, really? They're like, yeah, you said that weird. I was like, really? It's like, you got to give me a break. I didn't say it for 25 years.
Right?
Yeah.
I think I'm probably in a weird stage of it too.
Okay.
Like I called my friend, she's like killing it in business. And I called her like a boss bitch the other day. And she's like, you sound so weird saying that. Like how you said that was so like Mormon and like cringe. I was like, oh, sorry. I was like, thanks. No, it was funny. I don't know. Yeah, that's true though. You need practice to like know how to use it.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Well, keep telling us the story. We got to hear about you getting married and whatnot.
Yeah. So, let's see. Grew up, like high school was really rough for me. I was never, well, even as a kid, I never felt like everyone else, if that makes sense. I always felt like I wanted to push boundaries, like in the church and in different things, like try things for myself. And also, I didn't want anyone to really tell me what to do. Like, if you tell me what to do, I'm going to go do what you just told me not to do.
So you're kind of a boss bitch.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like in high school. And I mean, it wasn't that crazy, but yeah, trying to kind of, figure out who you are at that age, and starting to like boys and different things and date. But after high school, I had like raised enough, or I had earned enough money to like move out and move up to Provo, actually. So I was in a BYU ward for a while, and I was planning on going to UVU. Like I was enrolled and everything. And then I kind of had like a breakdown about it and didn't feel good about it. So I like dropped my classes and moved to Salt Lake.
Is that a Jesus moment? Or more just like a vibe moment?
More of a vibe. I do have Jesus moments for sure. Like I'm very much Christian, if that makes sense. But I don't know if that was more of just like a breakdown and like, this doesn't feel right. Like the vibes are off. Yeah. So I moved to Salt Lake. I didn't love my being in a BYU ward either. It was like, ugh. Like I felt, again, I was not the typical Mormon girl who, I don't know. I was always like really open with how I was feeling, and I wasn't quiet and nice. And if I was mad, you'd know I was mad. Do you know what I mean? Like,
okay.
I've always showed my emotions, and you can, like, no matter, I'm one of those people that like, I can try to hide my emotions from you, but you'll know, like, okay. It'll be all in my face. So I don't know. I just wasn't the typical.
So did you always wear garments?
Not at this time. Like I did once I got married and went through the temple. Yeah.
Did you always cover your shoulders?
Yeah.
Even when you were younger?
My parents actually weren't that strict about like tank tops and stuff. In high school, no, I could not. Like it was a house rule. But when I was a little girl, yeah. Oh. Like I remember wearing, we call them spaghetti straps. And I remember my friends saying, why are you wearing that? And she went and like told her mom on me. And like, I went to my mom, and my mom's like, you're fine. That's fine to wear, Yeah. So.
Yeah. I can always, I go dancing a lot.
Yeah.
I can always tell right off if someone's a Mormon. They have these, these odd clothes.
Yeah.
That barely go over their shoulder every time. They barely go over their shoulder.
Is it kind of like what I'm wearing, or a little bit more over?
No, it's like it's got a seam right there most of the time.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Goes just an inch down.
Yeah, because they just changed the garments. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. That makes sense.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, I just stopped asking them for their numbers.
Okay, tell me why.
Oh, I went on a date. I got like 4 or 5 of their numbers. Yeah. Then I went on a date with one of them, and it just went bad. Yeah. It was just a waste of my time. Yeah.
Did you feel, I'm curious, like, did you feel super judged?
I was judging them.
I love the honesty. I love it. Yeah, no.
No, I just sat down. I was like, yeah, I can definitely tell you're a Mormon.
Yeah. Yeah. So you don't like to date Mormons. I mean, I get that.
I don't mind dating Mormons. They just don't like to date me.
Oh, okay.
Well, they just want what they want, I guess.
Right.
If a Mormon dated me too long, they wouldn't be a Mormon anymore. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty confident of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm guessing you want someone who, like, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm kind of assuming, but I guess I'm wondering, you probably want someone who can respect where you're at, I'm guessing, in your story, right?
Yeah, that's fair. But like, if somebody wanted to stay a Mormon, then I wouldn't care.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna be careful with my mouth because they're a Mormon.
Right. You don't want to be like walking on eggshells.
Well,
yeah.
I always notice that I have to be the careful one whenever you're around a Mormon.
Okay.
And they feel like they have to be careful.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh yeah. Because when I was on this date, I was like, yeah, I'm totally not a Mormon. I don't believe in this Mormon stuff. And they're like, that's okay. That's okay. You know, like, yeah, this isn't going to work.
You're like, yeah, no, it's yeah.
Then they're bearing their testimony about Jesus to you. You're like, sweet. That's really cute.
You're like, I can't do this. Oh, that's so interesting.
So you had a pretty typical childhood. You had good times. You down in St. George. Yeah. And then can you kind of tell us a story about getting married?
Yeah. So, I moved to Salt Lake and I went dancing, actually. I used to do country swing like a few times a week. I was really into that kind of scene in Provo and Salt Lake. And I met my husband there, and he was in the hip hop room. We met in the hip hop room. And I can tell he was a lot of fun right away. I was 19 when we met, and he had just gotten off his mission. And so, yeah, he got my number and we started dating and like clicked really well. And yeah.
Had chemistry.
Yeah. Yeah. We were like, it was like we could joke around right away and just like we were friends. He didn't care that what I said, you know, because I say bold things and he was just like, that's awesome. Like he accepted me, which was really nice. I hadn't felt that a lot in dating. And I mean, I was only 19 too. So yeah. So yeah. And then, and we have 4 kids. We've moved around a lot.
Yeah. A bold 19-year-old is pretty attractive.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and he's really loud and like a lot of energy. So we just like really clicked.
Okay.
Yeah. Very similar in a lot of ways. So
you got married in the temple.
Yeah, we got married in the temple. And let's see, we met I think it was like July 31st and we were married January 16th.
What year?
2009.
Okay.
And then a year later we had our first son, and we have 4 kids.
You did it right.
What does that mean?
You just went through the temple. You got married right. I just want to congratulate you on your doing everything right, you know?
That's what I thought. I thought I was doing everything right. And now in my life, I feel like, I don't know. It's weird because you're told that do these things and like you think that means your life's going to be easy and just work out. And that's just not how it's been.
Yeah. Can I ask you a unique question?
Yeah.
So when you're 19 as a Mormon, are most Mormons virgins when they get married?
I think so. Like let's see. Let me think about my friends. Some of them. I mean, I always hung out with the more rebellious girls though too, you know, so I can't tell you if the good girls in Mormonism did, because I was not the typical, like I said, but I was a virgin and I'm glad I waited. Like, I'm glad I didn't have sex before marriage. I think personally, sex is a very like, I don't know. I think it's something you don't just give freely, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was glad I waited. But honestly, thinking about my friends, I think most of them weren't, but I was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah.
I would agree that sex is a special thing, but I would say, like, don't have sex so that you don't get an STD or something. But
yeah. You're like, mine's a little different. Your take.
Well, I'm like, if you have sex, you're not going to be damned.
Right. No, I don't think that either. I definitely did think that. Now I look at it way differently. Does that make sense? Like, I don't judge anyone who would want to have sex before they're married. And like, I can see why people want to and why they think it's important to. And I respect that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm glad I waited, but I don't think that doesn't mean other people need to.
So do you think your kids should wait till marriage?
That's a good question. I've kind of talked to him since we've been out of the church about it. And I've mainly said, yeah, I think it's a good idea to wait till you're married. But like, obviously it's your choice. And I just want you to have a good experience and make sure it's like someone you care about. And someone like, just talking about like being safe with it and consent and all that kind of thing, all that kind of stuff. Like, for example, consent was not talked about. Like, I didn't even know what that was. Actually, and I don't know if you want me to go into this, but.
I do.
Well, I was assaulted in high school, and that really skewed like sex for me.
Okay.
Like how I thought about it as a bad thing. I already thought it was bad because of how I grew up. Because you don't say the word. You kind of, at least in my experience, we don't talk about it much with my parents. And when we did, we didn't actually say the word, right? And then in high school, one of my guy friends assaulted me. And it was
just like somebody your same age or
mm-hmm.
Okay.
He was a year older, and it was a really awful experience. Like, he had a girlfriend at the time, and I told his girlfriend, and then it was just a mess. And it's definitely a hard thing, but I know that, I don't know, I shouldn't downplay my experience, but I was lucky to be able to tell my parents about it, and they were good about it. And I don't know how common that is in the church, being like not blamed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think girls are usually blamed, even if it's assault and not consensual. Well, it's like, what were you wearing? What was it, late at night? Were you in a dark room? It's like, that does not matter,
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I feel like if you have really good parents,
yeah,
then it's probably not as common to be blamed.
Yeah.
As if you don't have good parents and you're just dealing like with the church authorities on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have family member who was assaulted and went into the bishop and was blamed for all of it. And I've heard so many of those stories. Like, the girl's usually blamed for some reason. So, yeah.
So did they do anything about it as far as like this kid?
Yeah. So he was a minor. I think he was 17 when it happened. So they couldn't, I don't know how much they could do. But my dad, I love my dad. He's a badass. He called this kid's stake president and bishop and told him what he did. And said, if he's preparing for a mission, he should not be going. And so I love that my dad did that. My dad's very protective. And he didn't end up going on a mission. He actually, I'm not going to say his name, but he's actually in federal prison now because he continued abusing people. And then it turned to kids. And now I think he's got like a 25-year sentence. And so part of me was like, why didn't I do more to protect people that he would abuse? But it's like, I was a kid, like I was 16. And yeah, I'm glad he's locked up now.
It's crazy how common stories like that are. People think abusers are someone far from their family, someone they don't know, but that's usually not true. It's usually somebody that you know, some of your relatives, and they just have a problem, you know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So thanks for letting me share that. I think that's a good thing to talk about, because there's so many people that have been assaulted or abused, you know, in this world and in the church. I mean, I'm just starting to find out, and I'll talk about it later, some of the abuse cover-ups in the LDS church, but we don't have to, I don't want to get ahead of
Oh yeah,
things.
You're good. So how's life in the church? Are you pretty happy, faithfully gossiping with the other Mormon moms, or
let's see.
Do I have the wrong picture in my mind?
No, that's a pretty good picture. Pretty accurate. Let's see.
You're out drinking soda.
Yeah.
Hanging out with the other moms.
No, Swig wasn't around.
Leaving leaving the non-Mormon moms out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad. I did do that. That's the sad thing, is it's gross to me that I did that. Do you know what I mean? But
I don't know. I don't care.
I mean, but I was in a whole different mindset, right? So I have to remember that. But yeah, let's see. We lived in Ogden when we were first married, in a married ward. Actually, this is kind of, I shouldn't say that.
Why not?
I'll say it, but I don't know if I want you to keep it in. Okay. You know Ruby Frankie?
Yeah.
So her dad was in my husband and I's first, we were in a married ward, it's called, or a college ward, with a lot of young couples. And her dad was in the bishopric, actually. So I knew her sister, and anyway, kind of really close to, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I know who that is, when she, yeah, all that happened. Anyway, so church, I go off on things a lot, so you might have to
you're good.
keep me on. But I thought I was happy in the church, and I think it's hard to know. I come from a family who has very high anxiety, just in general, without the church, and OCD. Very much OCD of have you heard of Scrupulosity?
I heard of it, but I don't really know.
So what it is it's OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, but it's got it's a religious kind of OCD. So basically perfectionism, right? Which is in the church anyway. But when you have when you have that disorder where you think you're supposed to be perfect all the time, it's a lot. It's a lot. There's a lot of beating yourself up constantly for having what you feel like is an inappropriate thought, for swearing, for watching a movie that had a sex scene, for not fast, just the littlest things that are so human and normal, you feel bad for those things.
Yeah. It's kind of like me writing a confession letter to my dad because I accidentally looked at my sister wrong, Oh
my gosh.
I didn't look at her wrong. I just looked at her. It just felt wrong because you weren't supposed to, Right. I didn't have a bad thought. Imagine. I didn't have any bad feelings. I just looked at her.
Really?
I got to write so I know how that is.
Oh my gosh.
So I know how that is.
So you couldn't look at your sisters?
No.
Wow.
No.
Oh, that gives me full body chills, because it's really we're human. That's your sister.
I know.
What?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
My dad thinks I'm going to do something weird with my sister. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Absolutely. That's just, gross. I mean, it's just.
But yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
You don't read your Book of Mormon for a couple days and you're like, fuck, I need to write a confession letter to the bishop or something.
Yeah.
Or I need to go pray, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's just always, I'm bad, I'm bad, I'm bad. Your whole life thinking you're bad. Yeah.
But I think that's, how the Mormon moms kind of are. They're kind of clicked together.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's why, because they don't have much of a community, or they don't have much of anything going on besides guilt tripping and making sure they're doing everything right. And so when they come together and they're all that way, then they just really click together good. And it's like, it's really cliquey. It's so dang cliquey.
Oh, yeah. I mean, St. George is the worst.
Yes.
Like, it's like a little Utah Valley down there. And I've heard it's worse.
It is. I've worked on some houses there.
Really?
And just the families there. God, I've never seen people that don't want to be Mormon die to be Mormon so hard.
Really?
And what I mean is like, they like to push the boundaries a little bit.
Yeah.
But they have to be this perfect Mormon couple, but they do not want to be Mormons. It's insane.
No, that's right on. That is so right on. I mean, I did that myself, like tried to push the boundaries, and then it's just so weird. It's just such a weird way of thinking. And
you try to push the boundaries, but you're going to be this good Mormon. Fuck. I've seen that in so many Mormons. I'm like, I know you better than you know you right now.
You probably do. It's funny that you said that because I am very spiritual and I do believe in God. And I also respect other people that don't. But I just got to say, I swear God told me the other day, like, oh my gosh, what you just said. What did you just say?
I said, I was just saying, I've never seen people try to push the boundaries of not being Mormons while dying to be Mormons so hard. It's insane.
Yes. Well, and like you said, in St. George, there are so many obviously good people in St. George. I have family there. I have friends there that are amazing people, right? There's always going to be amazing and then like bad, right? In any area or whatever. But St. George was so bad, like in high school. Have you seen Mean Girls?
No.
Okay, you need to watch it.
Okay.
It's so good.
Okay.
I got to think of...
I'll watch it.
Yeah, you got to watch Mean Girls.
I'll watch it before I go on my next date.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, it's so good. It's just funny. It's a comedy. But there's a scene in it that shows like at school lunch how you sit at a certain table. Like they had like the gothic kids at one table, the band geeks, the cheerleaders, the jocks, right? And that's literally how my high school was. Like if I would have sat down at someone else's table or said hi to someone outside my group, I would have been looked at like the weirdest fucking person ever. See, I just said the F word and I don't even know if it sounded. Anyway, but you're was just
very self-conscious.
I am.
Yes.
Yes, I'm very like.
That's what Mormonism does to you.
Well, that's what I'm learning too. Like
that's what you learned in school. This story you're telling me. You know?
Yeah. What do you mean though? Like I'm a little confused.
That's one of the things that makes you so self-conscious. You couldn't even say hi to the other kids without them mocking you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what makes you so self-conscious. If everything in your life is that way when you're growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely high anxiety. Yeah. Yeah. And I actually, well, no, I won't say that. I don't know. I just want to, I know I keep saying this, but I don't ever want to portray that my parents are bad people. Like they are honestly the best people I know. And they still accept me. I don't think they want to talk to me as much because I think it gives them anxiety to know where I'm at. And that makes me sad for them and for me, but I just want to tell them like, look, I'm still me. Like I'm just living a little differently and I'm not bad, you know? But anyway.
Seems like you're kind of still struggling with the idea of leaving.
Oh yeah. Cause like I told you, I think the last time I went to church as like an active Mormon, I've gone to support friends at like baby blessings and baptisms because like my whole family except one sister is still in the church. And a lot of my friends are. And so I'm still doing a lot of, I think they call it, I don't know, deconstructing and like changing my thought patterns. Like it's been rough. I'm in therapy every week. trying to like still not feel like a bad person, you know?
Yeah. You've had 3 drinks and feel like you're making a lot of progress.
Yeah. I mean, when I did drink recently, I didn't even feel bad. And that was weird for me. And I was like, okay, this is nice. Like I'm just a person and I don't have to feel bad.
Yeah.
It was weird, but it's an adjustment. But yeah, because I'm pretty fresh out.
You must have some, like, how fresh?
Well, I mean, like, I was explaining that and went off on something. The last time I went to church, like, okay, and this is weird too, it has layers to it, because I made myself, I should say, was July 2025. So like less than a year ago. My mind and my like whole like soul was kind of out for a few years before that. They call it a PMO. Have you heard of a PMO?
Mm-mm.
It's physically in, mentally out.
Okay.
So I was still going, but I felt like shit when I'd go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I was starting to recognize that it felt wrong to me. And I'm like, wait, if I'm feeling like shit every time I come home, maybe I shouldn't go. Like that was a huge like awakening for me. Epiphany, whatever you want to call it.
Were you not spending enough time with the other Mormon moms?
Let's see. Probably not. I mean, they say, when you leave the church, like people leave to go sin. Like the people that have left just want to go drink and have sex and do drugs. And that's what they tell you at church. And so before I left and I had my sister leave, I thought, oh, she just wants to go do something like sin, right? And now I know that like that's not it at all for like probably everyone. It's actually the hardest thing they've ever done to leave. And it's like a loss. And I honestly, I remember seeing people like snippets because I used to be an apologist for the church. Like my old TikTok page, you can go back and I'm going to keep it up. But I was an apologist for the church. And I was like, this is why I stay. This is what I do. I don't understand this, but I can put that on my shelf is what I said. Well, my shelf's freaking broken right now. Like it's gone, right? But I don't know what I was saying before that. Like,
can we go back for just a sec? I'm just curious. How common is swinging in the church?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think it's way more common from what I've heard. Okay. I used to be a big Reddit person. Do you know Reddit?
I do.
Well, so from what I've read on Reddit.
No wonder she left the church.
No, I actually was never interested, but I was interested in the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives show. And because I'd go on there and read things about the show, it kind of opened up my eyes to like, this isn't a new thing in the like Salt Lake. I've heard Draper is like the hub. Like there's a certain gym.
That's where I should go. As soon as I have a wife.
Find it. Yeah. Yeah. Right. I think it's called like the Treehouse Gym. That's what I've heard.
Hell
like,
yeah.
This is all just I've heard. I don't know it's true. But yeah, you're all like, I'm going there.
Oh yeah, that's why I started this podcast. Trying to get these secrets.
Yeah, but I guess that's my answer. I don't really know. It sounds like it's way more common than people know, though, is what I've heard. But I have no personal experience with that. I have like no interest in that.
Okay. Well, imagine if you grew up a little bit different.
Yeah.
Maybe you grew up around a little bit of that.
Yeah. And
you're this 19 and 20-year-old couple, and 5 or 10 years go by, and you've never had any kind of sexual activity besides,
my husband.
Yeah. And things are just getting really boring, and so you decide, you know what, we're gonna swap wives for a day.
Yeah. I don't think I would have ever done that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can honestly say that. The shame would have been too much. I'm very much like, I don't want to be having sex with anyone that I don't love, like have a deep connection with. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I think I'm too much of a, because you're probably asking would I ever consider that.
Oh, I'm not just asking about you. I'm trying to figure out the Mormons in general, but
right.
Obviously, like if you want to share about yourself, you're welcome to.
Yeah, no, I would never be into that, but I think there's a lot of couples that are, because you get married and you're still a kid. Like, to me, now from what I've learned, that like our brains don't develop fully till we're like 25, I think I've heard, or 26, I've even heard, but I don't know the actual like facts on that. But like everyone pretty much gets married before that age in Utah. And so you're still a kid, like you're still figuring things out. And that's one thing I've kind of talked to my kids about, like, don't rush. There's no reason to rush, getting married. So, because I think that's why it happens, because they don't have that experience of being like going and partying in college and dating and experiencing things,
Yeah. So what made you leave?
Yeah. So there's so many things.
I mean, you're still leaving.
I am.
Yeah.
There's so many things. It's hard to like think of just one, but one that I like. Okay, so a few of my big ones are like the inequality of women in the church is very like evident.
Did you want to hold the priesthood?
No, not even that. Like this is what I always told myself in the church was, I don't need the priesthood because like I'm better than men. Like men are kind of like have the natural man is evil, right? Is what I thought. And so I thought, well, the men need it to protect them. Like it's a protection for them. And so I don't need that because I'm more pure. That's what I thought.
Okay.
And I had heard that before and I kind of latched onto it. But I never wanted the priesthood necessarily. I always knew somehow, like there's some certain things I just know and have knowings of. And I think everyone's kind of like that. I always knew that my prayers and my spirituality were enough for me and my kids and my family, if that makes sense. Like I didn't ever care to have it. I know there are women that want that. And what's interesting is, did you know in the early days of the church, women did have the priesthood?
Really?
Yeah, they would even give each other like blessings for childbirth. Yeah. And I think that's really cool because to me, that's just a prayer, right? And prayer is very powerful if you ask me. So the inequality is a huge one for me. And that like the man gets to be like the patriarchy is really to me. Like I think men take that and twist it and take advantage of that and treat their wives like we're in the 1950s and that they should just be barefoot in the kitchen, like, you know what I mean? Cooking all day. And yeah, I'm sure yeah. So that's a huge one. And another one is my daughter went in for a bishop's interview last year. And I'm the kind that like, they let you go in with them now. But I was like, even if they wouldn't have, I would have been like, I'm coming in. Like, I know things happen. So you're not going to be alone with like a 6-year-old guy. Like, that's just weird. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like asking for, I don't know. So I went in with my daughter and I love this. She asked the bishop, she said, why aren't women allowed to be like up on the stand with like the bishop and stuff? Like, why can't they be like leaders up there? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she just said that, but I love it. And so she's a huge reason because she asked him and he didn't really have an answer for her. And I was like, wow, that's a big deal for me too. Do you want me to go over a few other reasons or?
So you feel like men just really rule? They just really rule.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, look up they try to say when you're in, like, well, we have like a general young women's president and a general Relief Society president. It's like, great. Are they making the decisions of the church? No. Like, they're not allowed to. It's the prophet and the first presidency and the 12 apostles. And are there any women in there? No.
Yeah, but even outside the hierarchy of the church, the man, like a husband might be like to his wife, okay, you do your fucking thing.
Yeah.
And obey and go grocery shopping for us and do what I fucking say.
Oh, yeah. There's so much of that.
Yeah.
It's insane. I didn't grow up in a house like that. Like, my dad was not like that at all. But having come from the church, I've seen that like so much.
Well, what about your husband?
Yeah. So my husband and I are in a tricky spot right now. I will say, but I think at first, yeah, I feel like he did see more of that growing up. I don't know how much, and I'm not going to speak on that really, because I don't know. But I think he saw maybe a little more of that. And so for a while, he did expect certain things for me to, like, for a while, like, he didn't want me to work and he didn't want me to do stuff outside the home. As our marriage progressed and went on, he's now at a place where he's like, you do whatever makes you happy. And so it really changed over time. And I respect and love him so much, even though, we're like separated right now. But we kind of grew up together, like we were figuring out life together, and we're just really good friends now.
So is he staying in the church?
No, I was lucky that we were kind of in the same place and we left together.
I just think that it's interesting how the church really binds people together.
Yeah.
That I'm not saying you guys weren't compatible, but I do think the church binds a lot of people together that think they're compatible, that think they get along.
Right.
But really they're just trying to fit in with the look of all the other Mormon families.
Yeah.
And they're trying to be one of those Mormon moms, and the guys are trying to be one of those Mormon dads that fit in.
Absolutely.
That might be the bishop when they're 40 or whatever.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Yeah. Luckily, my husband did help me relax actually more, and realizing that, because like he would swear, his family would swear. They were more relaxed Mormons. And I really appreciated that. It was such a breath of fresh air. They would talk about sex at the dinner table. Like, they weren't typical that way, right? And it was so healthy for them. And I see how that's played out for their kids, that their kids, have really, I think, healthy sexuality and a healthy sex life and stuff. So that was really good to see and refreshing. And it helped me, I think, realize like that it wasn't bad,
Yeah. How did the other Mormon moms feel about you?
That's so funny. I haven't really thought about this. I never had a really, like, I'd have a few good friends, but like not a good, so my adult life, I have not had good friendships. And I wonder if that's because I judged myself all the time. So I was super insecure, and I'm working through that right now. But then I was not typical. Do you know what I mean? Like, I did say things that made people uncomfortable. And that's another thing, like in Relief Society, I couldn't do that anymore. Because I was someone who would say what I was thinking. And if I was having a shitty day, I was going to tell you that I was having one.
Uh-huh.
And that's not cool in the church. You don't tell people how you're actually doing.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to know, for the most part. There might be a few. Maybe like out of 30 women, there's like 5, maybe a little more, that actually care and want to know and would actually want to help you. But other than that, they don't want to know. They just kind of want you to stay on the surface and don't talk about real life.
Yeah, I think of it as like a silent way that all Mormons are.
Yeah.
Is like the way my dad's wives were.
Okay.
There's these one or two that really click together. They're complaining, they're bitching about things. And then there's everybody else that is going to fit in with how you're supposed to look in this family and how you're supposed to feel. And if you're having a bad day, fucking say your prayers, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? You're having a bad day. That's
you're
insane.
Not allowed.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
You're sad? Go cry. You know what I'm saying?
And what's crying? Yeah. Like, are you allowed to cry? Like,
no.
What's that like?
I don't know. Go pray. I wouldn't say you're not allowed to cry.
Right.
But go fucking pray.
Yeah. Go pray harder.
Yeah. Like, get close to God.
Yeah,
I don't know. I kind of see like the Mormon culture.
Yeah.
When I see all the women and like how they interact with each other, it's almost like my dad's wives in our house. It's just not as exaggerated.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Totally. Yeah. And I'm more like, people like that make me uncomfortable. And I make people uncomfortable because I don't do fake. I just don't. And like, if you're going to be fake to me, like, you're not going to be around me because I'm not going to do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to realize that's why I felt like I never fit in, because I wanted authenticity. I wanted real. And I've been told by different people that I'm just really negative and I'm just very like angry and but it's like, no, I'm actually just real. Like, I actually have a great life, but I let myself feel my feelings. I don't shove them down. And that's huge in the Mormon church, is to just shove them down, really. Just shove them under the rug, keep shoving them, and act like everything's okay.
Yeah, I feel like most of the Mormons that are really nice, they do it so that they can reconfirm their beliefs that they're nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty much why they do it.
Yeah. I think a lot of them do. Yeah. And, you know, I gotta say this, I think just for my peace of mind, is there's so many good people in the church, and there's actually so much good in the church too. But there's a whole nother side that people don't even know about.
Well, the other day I had the Mormon missionaries over here.
Oh.
And dude, they have come here like 15 times. I'm not kidding you.
Really?
Yeah, they have come here so many times. And it's actually different ones, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the same.
Yeah, not always the same. But this kid was telling me, because we were talking about spirituality, and sometimes I indulge these guys in conversations, and people on my podcast are, you know, if I recorded the conversation, other people would be like, what the fuck are you doing sincerely talking to these Mormons?
Yeah.
But he was talking about the Holy Ghost and the Spirit, you know?
Yeah.
And I was pushing back pretty hard.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was telling me, you know, I was at this baptism the other day, and I was watching these people get baptized, and just the powerful feeling there. And it took me back to when I was a young boy, and we had these church ceremonies.
Yeah. And
it really just felt like home. It felt like you were a part of something. It felt like, I can't hardly describe how much it made me just feel good to be there and to just kind of feel a part of everything. Mm-hmm. And now today, sometimes I just have a little bit of a longing for something like that. And to the Mormons and to the missionaries, they're like, oh, that's like God speaking to you. But to me, it's like, no, that's how I was raised. That's what was home to me. Like, maybe if you were a country person out living on a farm and all your friends got together and you guys like hung out and played a game and then shot your guns or something, maybe that would be that for you. But for me, it was all these church things. And so to me, like, that's my appeal to the church.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just wondering, is spirituality within your life somewhat that? Like, how much is it spirituality versus like the longing for all the things that you grew up with?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I relate to you when you say like it felt like home to you, because there's so many things like that I miss in the church. And I'm sorry, can you say your question again? Now I'm just like,
oh yeah, you're good.
Really deep, and I'm like, what'd you say?
Yeah. So I'm just trying to differentiate,
right,
kind of real spirituality or whatever, your connection with God or whatever,
mm-hmm.
from all the familiarity
right.
of the church. And you know, you keep saying, oh, I just want to say there's good people in the church.
Yeah.
But I would say, like, everybody, even the worst people on the earth, they have some good in them.
Yeah, you're right.
They probably just grew up in a really shitty situation.
Totally.
But I agree, like, everybody has some good in them.
Yeah.
But you seem to have like a lot of ties to the church still. You're like hanging on with kinda. No, you're letting it go.
I get what you're saying.
You want your authenticity.
Yes.
It seems like that's what pulled you out.
Yes.
It finally got to the point where you're like, I will leave all this shit behind
mm-hmm.
to just be myself.
Yeah, well, and I'm excited to get to some of the stuff that's really pushed me out too. And
okay.
because I'm becoming like a advocate for certain people, and I'll go into that. But yeah, I think when you were saying like the familiarity, that's how you say it, or the home feeling of like certain experiences growing up with you. And like, for me, like my baptism is a great memory. It's a really good memory. I have a lot of good memories. I have a lot of like answers or feelings with God that I even felt in the temple, which was really confusing for me when I left. But I think there's a feeling of human connection that feels really warm and fuzzy and emotional, because I think that's what this life is about, is human connection and helping each other. And like, that's a huge part of life, I think, is that. And so I think that's one thing. And I feel like that feels very warm and fuzzy, you know? And then when other people are feeling it, more people feel it, and like just the energy of it, right? And then I think there's spirituality that like you can have a personal relationship. Like, okay, so for example, this will maybe explain it better. When I first left, I just felt like shit. Like I didn't feel like, I didn't know if there was a God. Like I just didn't, and if there was, I wasn't good enough for him or her or whoever, you know? And so it was really hard, like a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety, a lot of shame, just every day, all day. So I would try to distract myself a lot and just, you know, I don't know, get it out of my head. But I didn't want to, but I longed for what you're saying. Like I longed for that home feeling, right? And so I'm glad you brought that up, because you do miss that. And I think there can be, I do believe in God, especially now, and I'll go to that in a minute. But I think there can be so many good things in so many different organizations because of the human connection factor. And I think personally, I think God is in anything good. So I think that still is God, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that kid needs to be baptized to go to heaven, I think. Or that, do you know what I'm saying?
I do, but what I think about human connection and Mormonism is that Mormonism, number one goal is to manage your human connection.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, go ahead on that.
Not let it go too far, not let it go off. They feel like a lot of human connection is wrong. And I'm not just talking about sexual things. I'm just talking about other human connection.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. And that's another reason I left. Because there's so many things they tell you not to do to connect with other people, right? Like, don't, like, you can go visit the people that aren't coming, but just be careful, you know, because they are being led away.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you mean? Like, it cuts off human connection a lot of the time.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
It's cult.
Yeah. It is a cult mentality. Yeah. I'm not at the place where I see why people call it a cult. I can't do that yet. And maybe I'll be able to eventually.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, though, was why I was talking about this home feeding and stuff. Because it seems like you're really holding on to it. That's why I was asking. I think
there is so much that I'm holding on to. I would agree.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, in some ways, I do too.
Yeah.
You know? So tell us about the real reasons you left the church or whatever you feel like you need to.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I had all these reasons I wanted to leave, but I hadn't left yet. Okay. But I saw this podcast on Facebook that someone had linked, and it was about the previous prophet of the church, Russell M. Nelson. And I was like, and my friend had mentioned that she knows Nelson's daughter was her like mission president or something. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch that, because I was starting to get to the place where I'm like, my kids go to a school that teaches them the Socratic method, which is question everything. Okay. So I was sending my kids to this school that told them to question everything, and I was not doing that. I'm like, I'm being a hypocrite right now. And so I'm like, I'm going to start questioning things, and I'm going to look, because I was told not to look my whole life. And I got chills right now because I don't know. It's just like, I was like, if this is true and right, then I can trust myself. I can trust myself and look at things and figure out what I feel like is true. And that was crazy to me. Like, oh yeah, I can actually trust my own self, like my gut, right? And so I started looking, and I watched this podcast, and this podcast is called We Are the People podcast. Have you heard of it?
Mm-mm.
Okay. It's being suppressed. Like, I absolutely know it's being suppressed because it's exposing the craziest shit. One of the first ones I watched was the Glenn Pace memo episode. And basically there was this guy. I'm going to get really passionate too. So
okay. I'm preparing myself here. Yeah.
Shield yourself. Too much emotion.
Yeah.
No. His name was Glenn Pace, and he was I don't know if he was the presiding bishop of the church or in the bishopric, but he was pretty high up, right? So the church, the LDS Mormon church, was getting a lot of complaints of like satanic abuse, ritual abuse, SRA. Have you heard of that?
I've heard of it, but.
Okay. So they were getting a lot of complaints of this. And so they gave him like the job to, on his time off, which I don't think he had much time off, to interview survivors of this and see if it was like actually going on, right? So he started doing this, and he did this for a year, and I'm going to not get all the facts right, but this is basically it. He interviewed a victim a week for a year. So he came back with like, and sometimes more. So he came back with like 60, right? So there's a little more than once a week. And he wrote up this whole report about this actually is happening. These are the survivors I've talked to. This is what they're struggling with. And there needs to be a change, basically, right? And he like sent it out, I believe, to all the church leaders. And it was just basically erased, I believe. Like someone leaked it in the mid-90s, I believe. And I don't know when he wrote it. I don't remember when he wrote it. It's been a while since I went over that. But basically they ignored it, right? And no one knew about it. And then it was leaked, and people were realizing, oh, this is real. Like this happens way more than we think, and it's still happening. that was a huge awakening for me. I also have learned from this podcast, and they don't just say things. They show you what you call receipts, okay? They show you the documents to back stuff up. So they're not just bullshitting you. That's what I love about it, is it's not just like, these are facts. You can go look this shit up. Like, it's real. So that really broke my shelf. And then I watched other episodes that show you that there's evidence that the Mormon Church has CIA connections, like high level connections with the CIA and agreements, like just crazy shit, right? That is so hard to believe. But then they started being able to interview survivors of this, and they're mostly ritual abuse survivors. And now I'm at the place where I know a few of them, and they're my friends. And I'm in a place where I'm like, fuck all of that. I'm gonna help expose this shit because it's wrong. And I've always felt like I have a bigger purpose than what I know, like inside my family and as a mom and everything. And I feel like I've found my purpose here, is listening to these victims, believing them. Because I feel like you can tell, like, their stories are so unbelievable, Jaden, that they're things that you would never think that would happen. And so they're so hard to believe. And the abusers make them so hard to believe. They put them in these crazy situations that sound like crazier than even a movie. So when they tell their stories, they are not believed. And so I just brought a few papers that I want to go over some of that, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And then you can ask whatever questions too. Or do you want to ask questions first?
Oh, no.
This is your podcast.
Yeah, no. Go for it.
Okay. So one of the survivors that's my friend, I'm not going to say her name. She lives like off the grid. It's gotten so bad for her that she doesn't want to be named or anything. But she has been on the podcast, the We Are the People podcast. I'll say that. She says, these are a few things I asked her if I could say on here. She says, my story in growing up implicates very high-ranking church, political, and business people. They're all connected, like the elites of the world. They're all connected, right? She said, I said, what do you want people to know about like witnesses like you and survivors? And she said, I feel like right now the most important thing is believing survivors, supporting them, and not isolating them anymore. All of us who have spoken publicly have been victim shamed, stalked, isolated. But the pervs, she says, like in the high rankings of the church and business, they're not isolated. They're not shamed. They're not stalked. So that's what she said. I thought it was pretty powerful. And one other thing I wanted to go over, or do you want to do some questions?
Oh, no.
I have one other thing, and then you go for it.
Oh, no, you're good. You can keep talking.
Okay. I just feel this is so important, and I'm so glad that you invited me so I can help get it out, you know? Because even on YouTube, this podcast, I wouldn't be surprised if they're changing view numbers, like to suppress it. They're doing something, I swear to God, because this would be bigger than it is. Like, I want you to watch it and let me know what you think. But anyway, okay. So one of the researchers on the podcast I'm friends with, his name's Justin Riggs, okay? Justin he's like the facts guy. He goes on there and he brings the receipts. He brings the court documents. He brings just all the evidence that people want to know. Where did this happen? What about law enforcement? Like, he brings the evidence, okay? And he's freaking awesome. But he has I just want to shout him out and then go into some of the stuff he's taught me. He's on We Are the People podcast a lot. So if you're a viewer, you'll know who Justin is. But his handle is LDS Abuse. And so he has an X account and a TikTok. And something that Justin talks about that's really important that this survivor wanted me to talk about as well, because she's not safe to do it, is someone named Gordon Bowen. Have you ever heard that name?
No.
Most people haven't heard it. So Justin talks about Gordon Bowen. If you want to know more after this, go to Justin's TikTok or his ex. And there's even, let me shout out he has the court documents, or the receipts, I call them. It's Gordon Bowen courtdocuments.com. I'm going to even spell it out. GORDON BOWEN courtdocuments.com. Okay, but this is who Gordon Bowen is. This is so insane, Jaden. Okay, he's on the lead creative team for the Salt Lake Temple open house. Okay, so you know how they're redoing the whole Salt Lake open house, and it's going to be a crazy, huge event. Like, I don't know how many people are going to go to this.
I'll probably go.
Yeah, I think I will too. I want to see, I won't even go into that. But I want to see all the symbols that are on the temple and do my connections. If that came from that came from that, you know?
I'm just going to make a couple sex jokes.
Yes, I love that. Go do that. Anyway, so this guy is on the lead creative team for the Salt Lake open house. This is a fact. You can go look it up. Okay, the things that I'm going to say are alleged for legal purposes are that, and Justin helped me with this. This is all Justin. And there's a whole episode called The Punisher, and it's about this guy. If you guys want to know who this guy is, go to We Are the People podcast on YouTube. Go to The Punisher podcast, okay? This is who that's about, Gordon Bowen. It said, this is what Justin said. It says, it is a well-established fact that Gordon, alleged, this is all alleged. I'll say that so I don't get sued or something, because who knows what will happen after I say this. I mean, I've been terrified, but I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I just don't. I can get excommunicated, but I will not shut up. I will not be suppressed on speaking out for these survivors and witnesses. I won't. And even though I'm hanging on, I might be way out soon because of what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it says it is a well-established, and like I said, it's all alleged. It is a well-established fact that Gordon Bowen called male escort services over 1,500 times, allegedly sexually abused 6 individuals. He was deemed a threat to the safety of children by 9 separate professionals, and has written in his journal about God teaching him the secret combinations, which that's from the Book of Mormon, right? Secret combinations, words, signs, oaths, and songs, and how ritual abuse is different in its power and potency than normal abuse. So this guy's straight up satanic. And he is leading the creative team for the Salt Lake open house. And I know I'm getting passionate and some people may not believe this, and that's fine. Like, they don't have to. But if you want to know more, go look for it. There's so many quiet survivors that are coming out of the woodworks that are terrified to say anything, that grew up in the church and were abused by high level leaders, bishops, their own families. I have a friend who her parents trafficked her within the church, and she doesn't talk to her parents anymore. They've disowned her. But these are real people with real stories that go up to the high levels of the LDS church. And I just want to be a voice for them, because I have the privilege of being safe and they don't. So I appreciate you letting me talk about that, Jaden.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm all for, speaking out for victims. And
yeah.
The one thing I'll say about human nature, though, nothing would surprise me. Yeah. When we look at structures of power, then
absolutely
the first thing I look at is human nature.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's going to be all kinds of conspiracies and the church is purposely doing this and that, and they're beating these people up or whatever. They're ritually abusing these people. To me, the first question I always ask is like, okay, how is human nature involved in this? And when you look at a structure like the church, and you look at the Book of Mormon, and you think of the spirituality, think of the kid in here the other day that was telling me how he felt at those baptisms.
Right.
That's the leaders you're talking about 50 years ago.
Right.
That's how they felt at the baptisms 50 years ago. Now, human nature, the problem with the church is over time, and you can push back on this if you want.
Yeah.
But the problem with the church over time is those kids that were at that baptism, like the missionary that was here, 50 years in, they feel like they have become perfected in that spirituality. They feel they truly are a strong authority in the church. They are bonded together with 100 other men that also feel the same thing. Yeah. So when one of them goes off the rails and they inevitably, so these men think they have overcome their problems. Yeah. This is very similar to my dad. He's just an extreme case. Right. So some of these men, when they do when their human nature finally breaks through that spirituality. Yeah. Because it's still there. They never fucking got over it. Yeah. They lied to themselves about it. When their human nature finally breaks through, it does it in a way that is so spiritually powerful. And that's where the satanic rituals come from. Like, I think my dad would have done some of the most horrific satanic rituals and called them like spiritual. And they probably would have felt super dang spiritual. Right. To the people around him, they would have felt spiritual. They did. Like, everything he did. His wives, they speak up now, but at that time I was there. They were so into this. Really? They felt the spirituality so strong. And that's the thing about the top leaders of the LDS church. That's the situation they're in. And so they truly believe they're doing right.
I could definitely see that.
And you just look at it in smaller things like bishops. Yeah. And I think in the LDS church, people think, oh, the bishops are probably doing what the authorities say. But I would say it's probably a lot of one-off situations where bishops have these spiritual feelings and they feel like they're spiritually advanced. And then they're sitting in a room with this 16-year-old girl and it's harping on their biology, and they don't recognize that. They think it's a spiritual something, and that's where something happens. That's where and then it goes from that to full on covering that up. Right.
I mean, I definitely see what you're saying. And I think you're right. I think they probably think they can do no wrong. Is that kind of what you mean? Like they think it is good what they're doing.
100%.
Because they're so brainwashed. Yeah.
They're spiritually fucked up though. Yeah. Because it truly feels it. The thing that I tell people about really strong spiritual feelings is they can accompany the most horrific acts. And a lot of times, the most horrific acts increase spirituality. And I don't like to say that, but I truly believe it. Really? Like the feeling that you got from doing things with my dad, spiritual or ritual things, was probably some of the most powerful spiritual feelings. Okay. That's why everybody went along and believed it. That's why they did it. That's right. Why if my dad said we should sacrifice somebody like in death or something, in the temple or something, everybody would have done it. They would have done it. We were just in that state of mind. The spirituality was too powerful for us to see through it.
Right.
All the men, looking back, I'm like, how the fuck did you guys just do that?
Yeah.
Well, that's why. I was there. I saw it. I experienced it.
Yeah.
I had a hard time leaving it, you know?
Yeah.
And I think like the LDS Church and all their ties with other powerful organizations are just like no surprise to me.
Right. Well, I actually love that because most people won't even believe that.
Well, I think it's a well-known fact that the CIA hires a ton of Mormons.
Yeah, I mean, that is, I didn't even know that till recently, but that's another thing that Justin has talked about, like BYU is a big recruiting for like the FBI and the CIA, I think.
Yeah, and I think part of it is just they're good workers, and
yeah,
you know, you can imagine that, like they mind their business, they
right.
do their work, so that's probably a big part of it.
I don't think they create messes for the agencies to clean up, you know?
Yeah.
I just what you were saying made me think of, and I don't have personal experience with it, so I can't really like speak on it so much. Like I understand that like my point of view is not super valid in that way. Do you know what I mean? But I do have a friend who had told me that she experienced this ritual abuse growing up, like as a small child, and remembers, and over the years has remembered more and more. And she said, from her point of view, that she believes that when these rituals are going on, that they call on the powers of Satan. And that the powers of Satan possess people to do awful things, and that actual humans would never do that. And I personally, that's what I believe from what I've been told and taught, and from my own feelings in my heart. But I'm not saying that that's what, like, I don't know either. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to say I'm right. That's just what I've heard.
I know what you're saying. I think the thing that people don't believe me on is, you know, the kid saying, I felt the really powerful feeling at the baptisms.
Yeah.
It's that same feeling you feel in those rituals.
Okay.
It's just stronger. It's just stronger.
Interesting.
People will not believe that, but it is. It is that same feeling. It's just stronger.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Because this friend of mine, she was talking about how, have you seen the Cokeville miracle?
Oh yeah, I have. Yep. So
like the kids were protected from that bomb, right?
Yes.
So she said when these rituals were going on, and I'm not going to say her name or anything. She said she would go and she knows this doesn't happen for everyone, but she would go out of her body and she would see herself she would be up and see herself down below. And she would also see demons and angels literally fighting with swords. And the angels had this like protection around the kids. So these awful things were happening, but that God was in it. Because there was so much evil, he had to protect them. And I know a lot of people would probably have a hard time with that because everyone's had traumas in their life and been like, well, where was God with mine, right? But in my traumas, in my hard times, there was a lot of times I was like, well, where was God with me, you know? But what I've learned is he was actually, from my experience, I believe he was there the whole time. And I just need to see it. I just didn't see it. I felt a higher power. I believe there's a heavenly mother and a heavenly father that we have that love us beyond any comprehension. And so I guess I said I was going to ask you a question. I just speculate, and hopefully this isn't offensive or anything or too much, but do you think you could have felt God in those moments because there was so much evil and God was like, all right, my soldiers are going in to protect? And you don't have to answer either.
I will. And I don't know that people are going to like the answer.
That's okay.
But I didn't stop believing in God first.
Right.
I stopped believing that the spirit that I thought was God was the arbiter of morality. And that's what made me stop believing in God more.
Right.
Because I understood that same power that most Mormons would call it discernment. Most Mormons would call it the Holy Ghost.
Right.
I recognize that it can that there's certain principles that increase it. And one of the main ones is exertion. One of the main principles that increase what Mormons call the Holy Spirit is exertion. Okay. Exertion of your mind and body in certain ways. And some of that can be to do with like fasting and stuff. Yeah. Like there's certain things you can do to increase that power within you. And it does seem to give you an otherworldly power. Like you can see what's happening before it happens. Like I've lived in those experiences. And so I didn't stop believing in God necessarily. I just stopped believing that power was any kind of moral arbiter. Like it can, I genuinely believe it can accompany and like horrific things. And I'm not saying people shouldn't be guided by their intuition, by spirituality. I just don't believe that whatever this power is, that Mormonism centralizes around increasing in that spiritual power. If you get down to the real foundation of Mormonism, like that's Joseph Smith's thing. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a little confused because I want to understand where you're coming from. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah.
So, and I'm not like some of the words you're using are too big for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're just smarter like that way. You know what I mean? I'm not like when you say moral arbiter.
Yeah.
What does that mean? I don't even know. I know what moral means, but
the decider of what is moral. Like in Mormonism, you're taught to be guided by the Holy Spirit, right? When you feel a really powerful feeling in your bosom, like the kid did at the baptisms, really, really strong feeling, like this is right, this is wonderful, this is beautiful. Yeah, that is a witness to you that you are on the right path. Okay. Right. Yeah. And so, like my dad's whole thing, I think this is why my dad is so misunderstood. Yeah. I think of all the modern Mormon people, he basically got more obsessed with that than any of the other ones. He got more obsessed with this spiritual whatever more than any of the other ones.
The other prophets.
And I also believe, like, to the degree that a Mormon cult leader gets obsessed with that, to the same degree, they will inevitably do something insane. Like they will have people, and the people around them will be so dang loyal to them because it's a real, I want to say, like, it's a physical feeling. You know, there's something very real about it. That's why people were so loyal to my dad.
Okay. Interesting.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, thanks for explaining that. I think I understand what you're saying now. Like, I did have a question. I'm trying.
Well, I just don't believe that spirituality can be the moral guide to what we do.
Okay. Thank you. Because that makes more sense. Okay.
Like, I think...
You think you can have strong spiritual feelings in a lot of different situations, and they can maybe be wrong situations too.
Oh, they can be evil.
Evil. Okay.
They can be pure evil.
Right.
Demonic.
So you do believe in evil and like demons?
I don't know. I just know that. Yeah. Like, you could be killing someone in the right situation and have those spiritual feelings increase.
It's like I think I know what you mean. Like, it's like like the feelings in your body are so intense that you could think it's spiritual.
Yeah, there is something to do. Like this, I think this goes way back. I think it starts with the Masonic lodges, but
there's a lot of that in this podcast.
There's a lot of spirituality.
Not this one, sorry, the other one I was talking about.
Yeah, there's a lot of spirituality. If you read like Brigham Young, he describes this spirituality a lot.
Yeah.
He says, you can see behind you as well as in front of you.
Yeah.
You can you can read other people's thoughts. And this is actually really true. Like in this state of like spiritual power.
Yeah.
That these leaders like, and I would say like not that many truly break through to be in it. Mm-hmm. But once you do, I think it's hard to come back from. And I think most of the Mormon leaders were somewhere up there. Mm-hmm. Like, and it's so believable. But when I look at Mormonism, I look at it kind of through that lens.
Yeah. Like you can have spiritual gifts and powers, kind of, not powers, but like talents, whatever you want to call it, but they can be used for very evil things. Am I interpreting that wrong?
Yeah, well, they make the Mormon or a person feel like they're doing good. They're doing good.
Okay, I got you now. I'm sorry it took me a while, but I think I don't know why that took me a while. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's actually insane. That's one of my biggest struggles coming out of it.
Yeah.
Was just figuring that out. And I believe that the true things that bring that power are exertion, focus, intense exertion. And, there's a few other important things that you've got to do to like really increase it.
Well, it makes me think of what you're talking about because these kids, did I interrupt you? I don't mean to interrupt you. Like these witnesses and survivors that I am now friends with, they do have special gifts and like special like knowings and that people would call the Holy Ghost, right? And I do believe in the Holy Ghost, but like we also don't, we don't have to call it that because I think it's different for everyone. But they have these crazy abilities because they've been through so much trauma. And it reminds me of, have you heard of, people say this is a conspiracy, but I know it's not because of all the survivors and witnesses I've listened to. And there's actual evidence you can go look up that say this is a real government program. Have you heard of MK Ultra?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a few on this podcast I've talked about. J.R. Sweet, this guy named J.R. Sweet. He grew up in the church, but he grew up as an MK Ultra mind slave. And because of this exertion and stuff that you're talking about, that they put his body and mind through, he has certain gifts where he can, and this is going to sound crazy and conspiratorial. I don't really care if it does. It's real. You can look up JR on X and stuff. He talks about experiences he had with like Gordon B. Hinckley, who was my favorite prophet growing up because he was the one that I grew up with as the prophet. But he talks about how he was a mind slave for the church and CIA. And this is how he was raised.
Okay.
No, I'm serious, Jane. You got it. It might sound funny. I
know I'm laughing, but because it sounds funny, but I'm not saying I don't believe you.
No. Well, I appreciate you clarifying that. But these are the people that are called crazy, okay?
Yeah.
These are the people that are isolated and stalked their entire lives and told that they are crazy their entire lives, but have come out of it with these amazing gifts are actually the salt of the earth people. And so I don't mean to twist what you're saying. I hope that's not what you feel like I was doing. I just formed a parallel in my mind when you were saying certain things. JR has a whole book of journals, and his book is, if you want to know how the elites of the world work and the demonic things of the world work, which is hard to learn about, but I believe God can protect us from the demons. JR is a good book to read.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you one of the beliefs I have.
Yeah.
And I believe that the more we enter into our bodies, and live in this existence, the closer we are to a healthy lifestyle here. And the farther we get into the spiritual, then the more unhealthy our lifestyles can get. Coming out of the FLDS, I was so into the spiritual. I was like, I've got to figure this out more.
Yeah.
And pretty soon I realized if I kept going down that path, I would die. I realized that at some point because it is a different existence.
Right.
It's a different world. If you want to live there, I imagine you can. But slowly I started feeling more and more through my body that I had never felt before. I kind of grew up outside of my body. So the more I kind of like entered back into my body, I realized like I can go down that spiritual path. I can try to figure out the spiritual things. But like right now, the thing religion is doing is it's taken me out of my body to this other existence.
Interesting.
And I used to, the more I came into my body initially, I was like, I want to go back. I want to go back. I want to figure more of that out. I want to have more of these spiritual experiences. Then my body, it's like it started having more and more realizations that it exists. Like, okay, your body exists.
Yeah.
You exist. And then I started realizing, no, I have not even been living in this body. I got to come back. I got to live in my body. And if I want to be happy in this body, I'm going to have to leave that world, whatever it is. I'm going to have to stop figuring it out. And I'm going to have to maximize my intelligence on figuring out this life, this body. And that's why I used to not be able to have any fun. Because my body, I didn't live in my body. I wasn't having fun. I wanted to go have a spiritual experience.
Yeah.
When I came back into my body, now I like to have fun. I like to make jokes. I like to listen to funny shows.
Yeah.
I like to be human. It's called being human.
I love that.
And the LDS Church, in some ways, makes these leaders not human. And when you're not human, your body still exists. And it still wants sexual pleasure. And it still wants the things that it wants. And so your body will act in ways that you don't fully understand. And it'll use the spiritual world and the world you live in to justify what it does, right? To get what it wants. So your body still exists. You don't know what feelings it has because you haven't hardly been living it. You've been living in a different realm. Yeah. And it's insane how people don't recognize this. And I think a lot of people that live kind of outside their body, they never ever, because coming back into it is painful. It's like painful. It's like,
coming back to reality.
The realization that it's almost like death, I would say.
Okay.
Like true change, like real change. Like you said, telling your kids about divorce was one of the hardest things you've done. That's real change. That is a moment of like, oh my God, like shit, this is real change. Okay. That's real change. Coming back to your body is real change. It feels, it's like, I don't know if I can do this type of change. Right. That's the kind of change that actually matters. And it's really hard for people to do it. That's how I see the whole Mormon situation. Yeah. But
that is so, thank you for sharing that, Jaden, because that is so like deeply personal for you. And it makes sense. Like, to me. Yeah. Like it does because, and I'm sorry I keep going back to some of these, I mean, they're important people in my life, but these witnesses and survivors, they're amazing people. They've described the same thing that you were talking about. It's like living in a different reality. That's so interesting. Thanks for, I just think the more, I love this because I feel like the more we talk as humans, the more we can be, like you said, in our bodies, right? And in the real world, and to navigate it. Because I think you're so right. If we don't have like our body and our spirit aligned, I don't want to use that example. That was a Sunday school example.
That's fine. And there's a lot of good teachings in the church. Right?
But it's kind of like your hand with a glove on, and your hand is the spirit and the glove is your body. Mm-hmm. And aligning those is so healthy. And I, like you were saying, like you're happier when you're aligned. Can I ask you what helps you stay aligned? Because I'm trying to figure that out personally, is finding that balance and that alignment.
Yeah. So a lot of people think that resisting their body mm-hmm. is a higher calling. And I would say there's some wisdom in that. There's some wisdom in seeing above your humanity, I guess.
Physical body.
Yeah. There's some wisdom there. But also, I think that most evil comes from there too. Mm. So...
Because it's did you hear about the natural man all going up? Okay.
Like the natural man's an enemy to God.
An enemy to God, but that's just being human. Yes.
Yeah, so. Like that's the constant teaching of Mormonism. It's like get outside of your body and live in a spiritual realm.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm having some like connections happen here.
Yeah.
Sorry, keep going.
And so for me, like I can't really explain it to people, but... within the last year, I have had the hardest times of my life and the most happy times of my life because I'm finally living back inside my body.
Yeah. And
so for me, it's just like the more I focus on being a human and focus on my present existence instead of the spiritual,
right?
It seems like the more I'm coming back to my body. And so even like... That's one of the reasons I ask people about sex a lot.
Yeah.
Is because that's a key way to tell where someone is at with their body and spirituality and stuff. I think that when we are really trying to resist our sexual desires, mm-hmm. then that gives us a little bit of insight into where we are with our bodies. Like the more freely you can express yourself and your needs without feeling guilty. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean you need to go be a slut.
Right.
I just mean, like, if I can tell you, hey, I really need to have sex, like this is something I really need. That's a sign that I'm really comfortable with my body. I'm really comfortable with telling you what I need. I'm not I am comfortable with my body. I don't feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I joke about sex a lot and stuff and ask people about it, because I'm trying to get a feel for like how comfortable they are with themselves.
Right. Could see that.
Anyway, I think like in religion, sex is kind of the determining factor if you are worthy.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And I would also just say that sex is kind of a measuring factor of how comfortable you are in your mortality and in this existence. Like, to me, you can go all you want without sex.
Yeah.
But, like, it's a sign that you are trying to live in a different existence, if you ask me. And I'm not saying we should be so... Like, we shouldn't be like I'm great with somebody having a life partner. I'm not saying somebody shouldn't have a life partner, but we should be able to feel what our body needs.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. I don't know if I necessarily agree, but I see where you're coming from. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I don't say that I would agree with that 100%, but I appreciate you sharing it and stuff. And I see what you're talking about.
And I'm not saying you need to agree.
Yeah. And I didn't think you were.
Like, I am totally open to whatever people have to say.
Yeah.
I'm just amazed at how much people living outside of themselves harms other people. It's one of the ways that you disassociate from feeling what other people are feeling. Like someone that has a truly healthy sexuality is probably the least likely to harm another person. They're the least likely to rape another person or, abuse another person.
Yeah.
Because they actually feel what it is to be a human.
Right.
They resonate with other people.
Yeah. I think I know what you're saying. Like, I think I get what you're saying.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That was kind of a tangent.
No, that's okay.
We'll get back on track here.
It's okay. I go on tangents all the time. That's my life. It's tangents.
Yeah.
That's why I'm talking on TikTok, just saying the tangents,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, what else do you feel like it's important for us to talk about before we finish up?
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, because I know you feel strongly about, these victims, and I don't want to take away from that. I guess when you were telling me about it, my mind just totally went into why it was happening.
Yeah.
And just thinking about growing up and
your own experience. Right?
Like trying to understand what's in these leaders' minds that makes them do this.
Yeah.
And so that's why I went on that big tangent.
No, you're good. No, I appreciate you sharing. It's so interesting. I'm learning a lot too, I'm excited for my future. I want to keep giving voice to victims and people who have been wronged. And, one of the survivor I was talking about, she more wanted to be called, I forgot about this, a witness. And because she doesn't even have that mentality of being a victim. She has a mentality of just speaking truth. And I think that teaches me a lot. And that's kind of something I've kind of dove into is this podcast and these people that have been through unimaginable things. And how do they live? What do they do? How do they heal? Well, it's interesting. A lot of them live out in the country and they do the human things that our ancestors did. They have a farm. They're in nature, like so much of the time, if not like all the time, pretty much. They live simple. Things don't matter to them. Like the expensive things of the world, right? And I don't mean to bunch them up in one group, but it's just a similarity I've noticed. And I'm learning a lot from that because I'm learning that those are the things that give me peace, like that give me where I feel the most calm is in nature. And I pray a lot. Praying gives me a lot of peace. I let go of control and know, like I'm able to let go of like the anxious thoughts and stuff and just be like, everything is going to be okay. No, whatever that means and whatever, because I don't have things figured out at all, as you can probably tell. But one thing I've loved doing since leaving is listening to other people and trying to be, I probably don't sound super open-minded right now, but I'm trying to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And the more I try to be, the more like good I feel in my life. It looking at other people's perspectives and learning from them and realizing that most people are good. And like you said, even the bad ones, they have good things, They're maybe living in that, like you said, other realm or whatever that is. And the thing that gives me the most peace is just to try to love people where they're at. But also with that comes, boundaries, right? Like I also don't want to associate with certain people because I don't feel good when I'm around them. Or I think boundaries are really important too. What I've learned in my separation with my husband is having boundaries of like, that's something I'm not comfortable with right now, of like talking about that with you, or, you know, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was kind of a long answer, but.
Oh no, you're good.
Yeah. I'm excited for my future. I am really excited. And I think I'll get more and more excited as I get out of I've been in a very stressed state recently. Because I did start a TikTok that I'm terrified for my family to see.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that makes a lot of sense. Like telling you that is, they don't know about it. They don't know what I'm trying to do and help expose these big, like powerful, like corporation. The church is a corporation. They're worth what? I think I heard 400 billion or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's billions. I know it's billions. So like, it's daunting, right?
Well, one of the things about leaving Mormonism that I think a lot of people don't see at first is their identity has been so given to them that they struggle to find a new one. And a lot of times, because that kind of hurts so bad, one of their main things, like me, one of the things that helps me a lot is doing my podcast, because it was so my identity to be that person that now like fighting back against it kind of helps me a lot. And so I think a lot of LDS people do either two things, or FLDS even. They either leave and are like, we don't want anything to do with it. Yeah. Don't talk about it. Or they talk about it all the time. Like all this bullshit and you guys are just ignoring it. Yeah. All this bullshit, you know? Right. It seems like people they have a hard time finding kind of an in-between, like, okay, everything's going to be okay. We can talk about it. But also, you know, we're not going to make it our whole existence type of a deal. And I used to find that balance really hard. I think I'm getting a little bit better with it. Yeah. But do you kind of feel that a little bit in your experience? Or? Yes. Because it's like you said, it's like extremes, kind of like your whole identity was this, being in the church or being FLDS. And so you're like looking for your real identity. And so you're pushing back, at least for me right now, I'm pushing back against a lot of it. And I feel like I'm doing the right thing too. That's the thing. I actually have never felt more like God has my back, which is interesting because I'm pushing back against everything that I was raised with. And there's so much good that I was raised with, but I'm pushing back against like a lot of it. And it's scary for me. But I don't think scary means that we shouldn't do something. I think part of our human experience is being uncomfortable and learning things that make us uncomfortable, you know? Yeah, I totally agree. And like for me, if I start going back, like if I start getting into the spiritual stuff, my body will react in a very kind of crazy way, because if I do it too fast, because it's like, no, we have been, but I will still do it because I want to face the things that I'm afraid of. Yeah. But I also don't want to lose my humanity. Yeah. You know? That makes a lot of sense. Well, thanks for being patient with me too when you were explaining things. Cause like for a minute it wasn't clicking for me, but you kept explaining it. So it makes sense. Oh yeah. No, I just think that there's a big misunderstanding I think there's not very many people that have the experience of really coming back to their bodies and really living in their bodies is quite painful. And so I'm scared for that because I don't think I've done that fully. Yeah.
I think you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the more your body starts feeling things, and it can make you really sad sometimes.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people will go on antidepressants because it's so painful. But I think if you can embrace it, like really embrace it in your body, like, oh my God, you need to feel this. Like my body sometimes really starts feeling something. It's getting super anxious. It thinks something bad's going to happen.
Right.
I'm like, okay, you're finally here. You exist. Let's embrace that. Let's feel it. And the anxiety slowly leaves within a couple minutes. It's like, okay.
I have felt that before. I know what you're talking about. I've felt that before, but I don't feel it a lot right now. But I'm working on it, you know? Because that's very true. Interestingly enough, I felt that while I was in the church because I had mentally stepped out of the church. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I was still doing the actions of being in, but I had mentally stepped out. And so I could feel that more because I was also giving myself grace and like patience with myself and my feelings. And then I felt, and you're right, it would go away, like dissipated. So that's very true.
Yeah, I feel like if you try to escape your body's, what your body's trying to, like, hey, your body's like, I feel super anxious. It's like, okay, I have not been living inside you, so let's come back. Let's focus on that for a minute.
Yeah.
But, I went to this therapist a little while ago.
Yeah.
And she was asking me these questions, and all of a sudden I like pop out of this daze. Like I am in a fucking, I like lost it for a second. You know, I don't know how long it was. Yeah. She's like, hey, are you, sorry, I was getting ahead of you. Yeah. You know, and she's like a really unique kind of a therapist, I would say.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was like, you know, my body was really anxious to not revisit those things, you know? And so, like, we have to embrace. So
you kind of disassociated it.
To the point of unconsciousness almost.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that is.
It's crazy.
Interesting.
It's a trip. It is a trip coming back to your body. I can kind of imagine. You know what I mean? I think I've had moments of it. Yeah, but I think that's one of my things against religion is like any religion needs to embrace our humanity. Yeah, well, like we need to stop trying to escape from our humanity and think that it's going to help us be healthy.
Yeah.
We're trying to get away from our humanity, and that's why everything's going south, and we're I agree. Like technology is great, but we're getting too far into technology, for example. We're getting away from our bodies way too much.
Yes.
That's why I love playing like anything that really pushes my body. Like I love playing. I can play pickleball for 8 hours straight.
That's awesome.
And just like
feel great.
Love it.
Yeah.
I'll feel better than I have in months if I just go play pickleball for 8 solid hours.
I love that.
It's crazy. It's like
we do have a choice, huh?
Yeah.
Like we have a choice of what. I mean, that sounds funny that I said, huh? But no, it's a good reminder to me to go, because I get scared and stuck and don't, like I used to work out a ton and I felt great. And now I don't feel like I want to, like it scares me almost to go. But when I do, I feel great. So yeah, it's that, I know what you're saying. Like, it's interesting that I am kind of in a place where I've come back from it. And anyway.
Yeah, and that's an interesting thing about Mormonism and religion is it makes you really disciplined. And so a lot of the things that make your body feel healthy, you're doing. Like if you're a solid Mormon, you're probably working out a lot.
Yeah.
You know, you're probably eating healthy. You're probably doing a lot of the things that make you feel good. And so when you go through that time of leaving and you're stopped doing those things, a lot of people think, well, I need to go back into that. But it's not true. Like, it wasn't anything to do with Mormonism or.
Do you know what's interesting? That reminded me is the only reason I haven't gone back, I think, was because I promised myself I would only go back to church if, what was it? Now I'm getting forgetting what I'm saying.
So
go ahead. Sorry.
I was just reminding you,
yeah,
when you're in the process of leaving something like that, you are stable. And so your life is stable. When you leave it is so destabilizing. It's true change. It's true change.
Yes.
And so a lot of people go back.
Yeah, it's so uncomfortable. But yeah, I had promised myself that I would not, what was it? This is why I quit going. Oh, because I was only going, I realized, because I was scared of what would happen if I didn't. Does that make sense? The fear was keeping me in it. And so I'm like, I'm not going to be governed by fear anymore. And that's what's kept me out of it is, does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not going to let fear rule my life anymore.
Yeah.
And so I haven't gone back. And yeah, because I had made that promise to myself. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think you're an awesome person.
Thanks.
Congratulations on your life in Mormonism, and congratulations on your life after it.
Hey, you too.
Hope everything goes good with your kids, and
yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Just say any final words. If you want to shout out your TikTok,
yeah. So my TikTok is straight out of Mormonism. It's spelled like straight out of that movie, Straight Outta Compton. So the outa is OUTTA, straight out of Mormonism. And I just have a TikTok right now. I might expand it to YouTube and different platforms to try to get things out there for these victims. And also it's been really therapeutic for me to do a video and then go listen to what I said and be like, oh, it's like, I don't even know how to explain why it helps me, but it does, get to know the real me. So it's been good. And thanks for having me, Jaden.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming. I'll link your TikTok below.
Okay.
And anything else you want. And yeah, guys, leave a big like for Amelia.
Yeah, you're
My
good.
bad.
It's a hard name.
Yeah. Leave a like for Amelia, and like and subscribe to the video. Stay sane and don't get too crazy. Stay human. That's the big thing. Okay. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.